So before we start the Ãrammaña Paccayo, I would like all of us to read together for one time. Ãrammaña Paccayo di Rumaya danang jakku vinyana daduya Dang sambayudakanam jadammanam Ãrammaña Pacayena Paccayo Sadaya danam soda vinyana daduya Dang sambayudakanam jadammanam Ãrammaña Pacayena Paccayo Kandaya danam gana vinyana daduya Dang sambayudakanam jadammanam Ãrammaña Pacayena Paccayo Rasaya danam jiwa vinyana daduya Dang sambayudakanam jadammanam Ãrammaña Pacayena Paccayo Pondabaya danam kaya vinyana daduya Dang sambayudakanam jadammanam Ãrammaña Pacayena Paccayo Rumbaya danam sadaya danam Kandaya danam rasaya danam Pondabaya danam manodaduya Dang sambayudakanam jadammanam Ãrammaña Pacayena Paccayo Sambe dhamma mano vinyana daduya Dang sambayudakanam jadammanam Ãrammaña Pacayena Paccayo Yang dhammang arabak Ye dhamma ubhajanti cinta cirasika dhamma Tene dhamma desang dhammanam Ãrammaña Pacayena Paccayo. Thank you. Now I will explain the meaning of this Pali to all of you. Rubayaranang here. Rubayaranang jakku vinyana daduya. Rubayarana is no visible object. Visible object. Jakku vinyana daduya is related to I consciousness. Tang sambayudakanam jadammanam and its concomitants Ãrammaña Pacayena Paccayo by object condition. Visible object is related to I consciousness and its concomitants by object condition. After you know this sentence, the remaining sentences you understand right away. And to be able to understand the nature, I will try to explain to all of you later. And Sadayaranam Soda vinyana daduya tang sambayudakanam jadammanam Ãrammaña Pacayena Paccayo. Just almost the same. The Sadayana means sound object. sound object is related to ear consciousness and is concomitant by object condition. For the Gandharana here, smell consciousness is related to nose consciousness and is concomitant by object condition. Rasayarana here, taste object is related to tongue consciousness and is concomitant by object condition. Podabharana here, tangible object, tactile object, is related to body consciousness and is concomitant by object condition. And Rubaranam, Sadaranam, Gandharanam, Rasaranam, Podabharanam is a five sense object, right? It's a visible object, sound object, smell object, taste object, tangible object. These five objects, five sense objects, are related to what? Here, Mano Dhaduya. Mano is the mind, Dhadu is the element, right? Mano Dhaduya, mind element. Three, I remember, right? My element three. Panja, Dwara, Vajana, and Samprichana two. My element. Tang Sambayodhakanancha Dhammanang. And is concomitant. Here, 10 Jitasika, right? Associated with it. Ãrammaña Paccayo Paccayo. By way, this by object condition. Right? Visible object, sound object, smell object, taste object, tangible object. These five objects are related to mind element and is concomitant by object condition. And Sabbi Dhamma here. Sabbi Dhamma. Sabbi means all. Dhamma is Dhamma here. Sabbi Dhamma here, all the six sense objects. Sabbi Dhamma, all six sense objects. Six sense objects mean visible object, sound, smell, taste, tangible object, and my object. My object, right? Because six sense object, Sabbi Dhamma, six sense object. The reality here, what are these six sense objects? 89 type of consciousness. Please note that. Sabbi Dhamma, right? All the six sense objects, the reality is the 69 consciousness or 52 Jitasika mental state, 28 Rupa, material properties, Nibbana, and Panyati. So Sabbi Dhamma, 89 consciousness, 52 Jitasika mental state, 28 Rupa, Nibbana, and Panyati concept. All these six sense objects are related to Mano Vijnana Dhaduya here. Mano is mind, Vijnana is consciousness, Dhaduya is element. The mind consciousness element. 76. 76. Tang Sambayodhakanancha Dhammanang is concomitant 52 Jitasika mental state. Ãrammaña Paccayo by object condition. This means all the six sense objects are related to mind, consciousness element and is concomitant by object condition. The last one, yang dhamma arabha. Yang dhamma arabha is mean grasping any dhamma as object. Grasping any dhamma as object. Any dhamma is mean 89, consciousness 52, mental state cetasika 28, rupa nibbana and panyati. It's called dhamma. Grasping any dhamma as object. Ye dhamma upachanti citta cetasika dhamma. This dhamma, consciousness and its concomitants rise. I explain to you later, okay, for their nature. Now I just would like all of you to know the meaning first. Upajani is mean arise, right? Citta is means consciousness. Cetasika is mean concomitants. Yeah. Upajani citta cetasika dhamma. Te dhamma. Here, te dhamma, te sang dhamma nang. Te dhamma is the former dhamma. The formal dhamma is mean the one we already taking. It's the yang dhamma, right? It's the sixth sense, all the six sense object. I wrote on the board. This word is the te dhamma. Te sang dhamma nang. This means is related to the later dhamma. The later dhamma is taking 89 types of consciousness and 52 cetasika mental state. And by object condition, Ãrammaña Paccayo. So grasping any dhamma as object, this dhamma's consciousness and its concomitant rise. The former dhamma is related to the later dhamma by object condition. This is the meaning of those. Now we go to their analogy. Ãrammaña, what's mean Ãrammaña? Object, right? Object. Invalid person may get up may stand with the support of the walking stick, right? Walking stick. Just as the walking stick gives support to an invalid person, this is the sixth sense object. It gives support to mind or mental state to arise. This means invalid person is an old man, right? This person sits a long time. When he want to get up, have to depend on the walking stick, right, to get up. This walking stick support this person in an invalid person to stand up. In the same way, this object, the sixth sense object, enables the mind and mental state to arise. This means no object is no mind arise. Right? If no object, no mind arise. It's no mind, it's no mental state, no cetasika. This compared to what Ãrammaña, the walking stick. Right? Yes, this is their simile. Last week we studied about hetu. Hetu. Mind and mental state, they arise. If no object condition, they cannot arise. Right? They cannot arise. So everyone, all the people just are influenced by this root and object. Now everyone just get up in the morning, you go to work, go do something, say something, think about something, by the power of what? By the influence of this hetu, because attachment, anger, delusion, or maybe non-attachment, non-anger, non-delusion, and object. This is a wholesome, unwholesome road. Without object, they cannot arise. See that, right? Without object, they cannot arise. So you want, what do you want? You want something. What is something? Something to see or something to hear, listen, something to smell, to eat, to touch, right? So object. This hetu and Ãrammaña, root and object is very important. We just, stay under this two roots. Do it first. Rubayaranam, Jaku Vayana Dhatuya. Here, visible object is related to eye consciousness and is concomitant by object condition. Now, this eye consciousness you already know when we study chapter 1. Right? When eye consciousness arises, how many is the mental state associated with it? 7. That's universal mental state, right? 7. So this eye consciousness and its concomitant arises depend on what? Visible object. See? Visible object. This visible object is the spot the eye consciousness to arise. See that, right? Just what is cause and effect. What is the cause? Now you see me, right? My body is visible object. And because you see me, your eye consciousness arises. That's why visible object is related to eye consciousness. It's not only eye consciousness, this eye consciousness is concomitant. 7 mental states also arise. Right? By object condition. It's no object, no visible object, you cannot see anything. If you close your eye, you cannot see any object. If no object, your eye consciousness cannot arise. If you close your eye consciousness cannot arise. It's very clear, right? And to be able to see, we study at chapter 2, right? What we still need other facts. Yes? Eye sensitivity. You blind, you cannot see that, right? Eye sensitivity is the visible object, light. Right? We need light. It's dark. We cannot see each other. Just light. And attention. Attention. Don't forget that. Attention. Right? Because of eye sensitivity, still good, right? Eye sensitivity, visible object, light, attention as a cause, right? As cause. And then eye consciousness arises. This is the result, right? Cause and effect. See that, right? Cause and effect. The time you see, what you see, you don't see the person. You see, oh, this person, this man, this woman, this concept. Reality is a visible object. Visible object is the one rupa, right? Rupa is the reality, one rupa. Who see that? Eye consciousness. Eye consciousness, we're going to say, is the man and woman, the person. Eye consciousness is eye consciousness, right? This eye consciousness cannot arise all the time. So it depends on their causes. It's causes, right? It's cause, still have to cause, and then you see that. The one cause, lack of one cause, you cannot see that. Remember that, right? How many reasons? How many reasons? Eye sensitivity, visible object, light, and attention. Still have attention. 4 causes. Attention. If you don't pay attention, maybe you don't see that. Sometimes you write on a paper, you be interesting about what you are writing. If someone passes in front of you or behind you, you don't see that. You're not interested about that, you know. So here I just mentioned about this visible object is related to eye consciousness and is concomitant by object condition. The second one, sadharana. Sound is related to ear consciousness and is concomitant by object condition. Ear consciousness to be able to arise, what you need. Ear sensitivity and sound object. There's no sound, you cannot hear anything, right? Sound object and space. You need space. If something blocked between you cannot hear anything. You need space and attention. Attention. And then ear consciousness arises. Just cause and effect, you see that, right? Now you hear me, what I'm talking about. Because you have ear sensitivity. Because my voice is the sada, right? Sada rupa, one of matter. And you have space here. Right? You have space here. And your attention, you just thinking about something, worry about something, about your case, what I'm talking about, you cannot catch the attention. These 4 causes produce ear consciousness to arise. Right? Just cause and effect. And ganaranam here. The nose consciousness arises have depend on what cause. Because you have no sensitivity, right? You have smell, right? And air and attention. 4 causes, and then you can smell. Now Do you smell anything now? No, because no smell, right? No smell object, no smell. There's no even you have or no sensitivity, no smell, you cannot smell anything. Slap up, there's a smell object, right? So you know that no sensitivity, this smell object, and air. There's no air, you cannot get smell, right? Air and tension. Four causes let nose consciousness to rise. Just cause and effect. How about tongue consciousness? Tongue sensitivity, right? Tongue sensitivity and taste object. Water, it's dry, you cannot taste anything, right? Water, attention. The four causes that tongue consciousness rises. And body consciousness, here just mention only one, right? Only one. Just a body consciousness, just we're supposed to body consciousness to arise. Here just a tangible object, just say only one. But we have to know in detail, right? Because we have body sensitivity, we have tangible object, and earth element, right? Earth element, but who we dhatu, earth element, and attention. Attention. These four causes let body consciousness to arise. Just cause and effect. Right? Now, Rubaranang Sadaranang Gandaranang Rasaranang Podabaranang Manodaduya. See here. This visible object, sound, smell, taste, tangible object, these five objects related to Manodadu. Manodadu is mean my element. Panchadvara Vichana. What means Panchadvara Vichana? Phyto-adverting consciousness. And Samadhijana Chitta, receiving consciousness, right? That is three, we call Manodhatu. You see? Please remember the chapter 4, when we're talking about thought process, right? Bhavanga, Adida Bhavang, Bhavanga Charana, Bhavanga Bhupicheda, Panchadvara Vijana, Sira Panchadvara Vijana, Chaku Vinyana, Sambadijana, Sandirana, Vatabana, and Chavana. Remember that, right? Thought process. When we think about, when we see something, hear something, what's our thought process? Come one by one. So this is the Panchadvara Vijana. Thinking about the object, right? Sambadijana, to receive the object. That's why this is the five sense object related to Manodhatu, mind element. This mind element, when mind element rise, we have 10 Chetasika. As with this Manodhatu, we start chapter 2, right? 10 Chetasika. Where's the 10? If you're talking about, it's very detailed, you know, with someone who don't have the background of Abhidhamma may getting boring. That's why I don't want to explain it again. In detail, you already know about that. What are the 10? This is the Chetasika. please study, review at chapter 2. The 7 universal mainstays and particular Cetasika or occasional mainstay 6. 7 plus 6, 13. This 13, what we call? 13. Miscellaneous Cetasika, miscellaneous mental state, 13. Among 13, right, we take off chanda, desire, piti, sense, virya, energy, 3. The remaining 10 is actually with this manodhatu. Later you review, please study at chapter 2. I don't want to stop again here. And sabbi dhamma mano viññāna dhatuya. Here. Tang samyuddhakananja dhammanam ārammaña paccayina paccayo. All the 6 sense objects are related to mano viññāna dhatuya. It's the mind consciousness element 76 and its concomitant 52 by object condition. Right, by object condition. Here, the Buddha would like to explain the remaining here, rupa, saddha, gandha, rasa, phodabha, right? The 5 sense objects, remaining all briefly. Just say all the 6 sense objects. Later, I would like to explain in detail one by one about that. And yang dhamma arabha here. Yi dhamma upachandi citta cetasika dhamma. Te dhamma te sang dhamma ārammaña paccayina paccayo. Here, grasping any dhamma as object, this dhamma consciousness is concomitant rise. Here, the main point here, just te dhamma, te sang dhamma. Just te dhamma here as the object, right? Object. Ārammaña, we call ārammaña, or object. Same in Pali for ārammaña, right? Object. And we can say that as paccaya and paccayupanna. We say that as paccaya and paccayupanna. Paccaya was in paccaya, cause, right? Paccayupanna, result. You already studied last week, right? Paccaya and paccayupanna. What's the meaning paccaya, paccayupanna? Cause and effect. And ārammaña and ārammañika. Ārammaña is the object. If ārammaña object, ārammañika is mean the phenomena, the mind and mental state which taking the object. We call ārammañika is subject, right? Object and subject. Right? Te dhamma here, the paccaya here, object here was, what are they? 89 consciousness, mind, right? Citta, mind. 52 cetasika mental state. 28 rupa, matter, right? Nibbana and paññatti, concept. This object. Just put together is the object. See, here, what I say here, the former dhamma is related to the later dhamma. The former dhamma is meant te dhamma. The later dhamma is meant te sang dhamma. This is a paccayupanna. It's 89 citta and 52 cetasika. We call it ārammañika. So now we know paccaya is meant cause. Vajayupana is mean effect, right? This the Ãrammaña is mean object. Ãrammaña is mean subject, right? This the Vajaya object here, six sense objects. How become six sense object? You see Rupa here, right? Rupa. Dhamma, what's mean Dhamma object? We already studied chapter 3, right? Dhamma, what's mean Dhamma object? Including mind, Cetasika, Samrupa, Nibbana, Panyati, Dhamma object. This is my object, right? Dhamma object, my object. So, if we just study about this, you will not understand their nature, the meaning. So I would like all of you to know this Titi Dhamma, Tisang Dhammanam. This means wholesome consciousness can support wholesome consciousness to arise, and unwholesome consciousness and functional consciousness to arise. So this is a very important one. We classify all the Citta, Cetasika, Rupa, Nibbana, Panyati as a Kusala, Akusala, Abhyagata. Ku is mean Kusala, wholesome consciousness, right? Wholesome consciousness can support Kusala, wholesome consciousness to arise by object condition. And Kusala, wholesome consciousness can support Akusala, unwholesome consciousness to arise. See that? Because of this wholesome consciousness, because you're wholesome, right? I will explain you one by one. But suppose the Akusala, unwholesome consciousness to arise. Because of this Kusala, wholesome consciousness, support the Abhyagata, functional consciousness to arise. We have 9 here, right? Kusala to Kusala, Kusala to Akusala, Kusala to Abhyagata. Right? The second one is Akusala, unwholesome consciousness to unwholesome consciousness. Unwholesome consciousness to wholesome consciousness. Unwholesome to functional consciousness. That's briefly, right? Abhyagata, from Abhyagata to Abhyagata. Right? From Abhyagata to Kusala, from Abhyagata to Akusala. So if you say in Pali, very short, So, and also I would like all of you to know the term of Pali, right? Kusala is wholesome, Akusala, unwholesome, Abhyagata is functional. So, do as the first one. Kusala, wholesome consciousness